In this quick video, I'm going to show you why I made the switch from the Zhiyun Smooth 4 to the DJI Osmo Mobile 4 and not the DJI Osmo Mobile 5, in fact. Now don't get me wrong, the Zhiyun Smooth 4 is a superb gimbal. I've had it for I think about 3 years now and it's never let me down. It's reliable, the footage you get from it is smooth, the features that it has, it's an amazing gimbal, absolutely amazing gimbal. But there were two things that bothered me about it, and these are the two things that made me switch to the DJI Osmo Mobile 4. First one is the size. Look at the size difference, and the best thing about the DJI Osmo Mobile 4 is that you can fold it. Now look at the size difference. You can't fold the Zhiyun Smooth 4. And when you put them away in their cases, this is the Zhiyun Smooth 4 case and this is the Osmo Mobile 4 case. Okay, it's lightweight, it's easy, but what's great about this is I can shove that in my pocket. I've got a big enough pocket. Can't shove that one in my pocket, can I? So that's really handy when you're hiking. If you're going hiking and using your gimbal when you're hiking or moving around, and you can slick it in and out of your pocket nice and easy. And the other problem, when I was going out on a photography trip and I would take my gimbal with me to shoot some b-roll and do some vlogs, the Zhiyun Smooth 4 went in the camera bag like this and took up all this space, whereas the DJI Osmo Mobile 4, it's nice and snug in the corner. Now I've got room for more photography equipment. Now the Smooth 4 has a lot of really cool features. Also has this little zoom wheel here for zooming in or for focusing, which is quite handy. It's got this little dial and loads of little features here that you could use to operate the camera app and everything. So that was really good. But one thing it does lack, actually, which bothered me, is the little joystick to move the camera around. So you were pretty much locked in with the gimbal. You could, obviously you can use it as a gimbal to move it around, move your hand and everything, but you didn't have the option to move it independently from that with the joystick. And that was one thing that bothered me about the Zhiyun Smooth 4. So the DJI Osmo Mobile 4 has that. Now, the other really cool thing about the DJI Osmo Mobile 4 and the 5, of course, is that it has now this magnetic clamp, which means that you can remove it from the gimbal simply like this, without having to fiddle around taking the phone out of the clamp itself. You can just simply pull it off, use it as a phone, take your phone call if somebody phones you while you're in the middle of filming or something, and then just pop it back on. So you just have to line it up nicely like this, make sure it's lined up, and it's on. That's it, it's simple. And you turn it on, and we're ready to go. Now, it may not seem like too many controls on here, but it's all relatively easy really. You do a double click to take it from vlogging mode like this into the upright mode, vertical mode. So that's really cool, nice and simple. And then you do a triple click to put it into standby mode, or you press and hold a long time to turn the gimbal off. Simple. Now I'm not going to do a full review of this, there are hundreds of reviews out there, but I'm just going to talk about some of the things that I really like about it, okay? And now I said earlier that I bought the DJI Osmo Mobile 4 and not the 5, which is out. It's been out for a long time. Well, the difference between the 4 and the 5 really is, from what I can see, is you have the retractable is that you have the telescopic bit here, which means that you can make it a bigger selfie stick or make it higher, but that's something that I didn't really need. And I think it has a few extra little features too, but the price difference, I mean, I got this for £90, and the new one is about 140, I think. So it's like a £50 difference. So that's pretty much why I went for this one. It's always good sometimes to go for the model that's the slightly older one, because then you get it cheaper. And invariably there's not a huge difference between the two, like in this one. So as I said, what I like about this is I like the fact that with a double click I can be filming, and then I can stop and I can double click and I can start doing what I need to do on the camera itself. So that's quite handy. It was always a bit of a pain sometimes trying to take it off or flick it around, switch it off to do something. The DJI Mimo app is actually pretty good, to be honest. So I'll show you a couple of cool features on it now. Now we can, this little button here, like most gimbals, if you click and hold, it just kind of locks it into place. If you double click it, it resets it. If you click it 3 times, it switches between selfie mode and filming front camera mode. So that's quite a handy thing. And of course it's got the play button to stop and start. But as I said, what I really like too is the joystick here. So even when I'm filming, I don't have to always be moving around. So I can use the joystick to move it up and down. So that's a feature I missed with the Zhiyun Smooth 4, I must admit. Okay, the app has all the features that all the other apps have. You can shoot video, hyperlapse, time-lapse, slow motion, photos, panos, all that kind of stuff. There's nothing different about that. The other really cool feature of the DJI Osmo Mobile series is that the motor here is not obstructing the port for the microphone or the charger. And this is a problem that was with the Zhiyun Smooth 4, and also a problem that was with many other gimbals too. So this is a really cool feature that I can just simply plug it in like this. Now you see, of course, the problem is when you add a microphone, the weight is an issue for the gimbal. But I found a little way around it. If I bring it up like this, what I found is that if you position the gimbal a bit further over like this to counterbalance the weight of the microphone. Now back to my device. Now it's a little smoother. So if you can see how I've done it. Now this helps, but of course you can still have problems. You can see on the screen here, I got there my little yellow warning symbol telling me that the gimbal is unbalanced. But still, it's relatively good. Now it may be a little shaky. You may not get the smoothness you would get without the microphone attached like this. But if you're doing just kind of standing and talking, just moving gently, and you're careful with it, it's usually good enough. But if you're going to be walking a lot, hiking, and you want to have the microphone on there and you want it to be a bit more steady, then there is another solution. I'll show you that now. And the other solution is to use this really cool little clamp. I showed you also how to do this with the Zhiyun Smooth 4 in a previous video, so I'll stick a link to that up here if you do have a Zhiyun Smooth 4. But you can't use the same one because the shape here is different. It's more of an oval shape, whereas the Zhiyun Smooth 4 is more circular, so that one didn't fit. I had to buy another one. But quite simply, you've got a nice little clamp here, and on that clamp you've got a little hot shoe or a cold shoe, I never know which way around it is, and on there you can clip a microphone clamp and then clamp your microphone onto it. So you can put it up here if you want, but I find it actually gets in the way where your hands are trying to operate things. So you can also put it down the bottom here. So you quite simply, whichever side you want the microphone on, I find actually it's better if it's this side. So you can put it right down here. Let's fix it nicely. It's a little fiddly to get on, but once it's on, the job's done. There you are. So now you can hold it here, it's down here, it bothers your hand. The one problem is that the handle here is quite small, so if you've got big hands it can be a bit of a problem. That's why sometimes it's better to put it down here, because it doesn't obstruct you from using the controls up here. So we simply put that here, like that, attach our microphone to our clamp. Now you've got the microphone fixed on like this. Now you're going to need a cable. I'll put all of the links to all the things that you need down in the description. You simply plug this in. You need an adapter if you use an iPhone for the lightning connector. And there you go. Now you've got your microphone connected. Put your dead cat on if you want. Now you've got no problems using it with a microphone. And you'll also see that we don't get the yellow warning anymore, of course. Now, I want to centralize that again. To balance it better. There you have it. A really easy way to fix your microphone onto your DJI Osmo Mobile 4, or as I said, you can fit it on here if you move the phone across a little bit to counter the weight of the microphone on the phone itself. So these are the reasons that I switched from the Zhiyun Smooth 4 to the DJI Osmo Mobile 4. It's actually really cool and I'm really happy with it. But as I said, the Zhiyun Smooth 4 is also a great gimbal. I have nothing bad to say about it. I just wish that they would also do a similar thing to what they've done here. And as I say, I like the fact that this is small, compact, folds up, fits into my pocket and takes up a lot less space in my camera backpack. So I hope you found this useful, and if you're new to my channel then please subscribe and give this video a like and check out some of my other videos. Okay, so thanks for watching and catch you later.